Happy Friday, it's Jen with Polk County Public Libraries, and for today's virtual program, I'm going to do a board game demo. So this is a game that we have in our collection. It is called Forbidden Island. It is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up, and it takes around 30 minutes to play. And something unique about this game is that it is a cooperative game. So that means all players either win together or lose together. So you have to work together and not against each other like you do in a lot of board games. So I will read you the premise of this game. Forbidden Island was the secluded retreat of an ancient mystical empire. Legend has it that the empire possessed the ability to control the earth's core elements, fire, wind, water, and earth, through 4 sacred treasures: the crystal of fire, the statue of the wind, the ocean's chalice, and the earth stone. Because of their potential to cause catastrophic damage if they fell into enemy hands, the Empire kept the treasures secretly hidden on Forbidden Island and designed it to sink if intruders ever attempted to claim them. In the centuries since the mysterious collapse of the Empire, Forbidden Island remained undiscovered until now. Will your team be the first to breach its borders, capture the treasures, and make it out alive? All right, so the object of the game is for your team, so the 2 to 4 players who are playing, to work together to keep Forbidden Island from sinking in order to buy enough time to capture the 4 treasures, make it to Fool's Landing, so that's one of these squares, and escape by helicopter to win. If, however, the island sinks before you can complete your task, the mission ends in defeat. So I've already set this up. I've created Forbidden Island, so that is the squares you see right here. I've placed the 4 treasures around the island, divided up the cards. There is the flood deck, the treasure deck, and there's the adventurer card. So I've set this up for 2 players, and I've given them each 1 adventurer card. So we have the explorer and the pilot. So the adventurer card gives each player a special ability. So for this game, the explorer can move and or shore up diagonally, and I'll tell you what shore up means in a minute. And this player got the pilot card. So once per turn, they can fly to any tile on the island for 1 action. When setting up the game, you also pass out 2 treasure cards to each player, and you set the water level. So this is my game from home because ours is currently checked out, and it is missing 1 little piece, and that's this little thing on the end that tells you what level you are. So you can start at one of 4 levels: novice, normal, elite, or legendary. I recommend starting at novice. That is the easiest. So you will set that on the water level. All right, and then you're ready to play. So on each turn, you do 3 things in order. You take up to 3 actions, you draw 2 treasure cards, and then you discard down to 5. So these treasure cards, you can only have 5 in your hand. And then you draw the flood cards that are equal to the water level. So while I was doing the setup, while you're doing the setup, you do go ahead and draw 6 flood cards, and they match with a place here on the island. And then you can see the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are already flooded, so I've already flipped those over. Now, if their card gets drawn again, it goes away. So we want to keep as much of the island intact as possible so you can move around it easily, collect the treasures, and make it back to Fool's Landing to win the game. All right, so first you take up to 3 actions. There are 4 different actions. You can move adjacent. So I'm going to be the red person, so I can move up or down or across. Now I happen to be the explorer, so I can also move diagonally, but if you don't have that card, you can only move up and down or across. Another action is to shore up. So that means you get to flip over a flooded place. So I'm on that. You can flip the one you are on, or you can flip the ones next to or up and down from you. again, I'm the explorer, so I have that special power where I could also shore up diagonal ones, but you can't normally do that. If I was on the same tile as another player, I could give them one of my treasure cards as an action. So the way you get treasures is you have 4 of the same treasure card. So if your person has a lot of reds and you want to give them a red so that they're able to collect the red treasure, you can do that. And the last action is capturing a treasure. So you're turning in your 4 matching cards for that treasure. You also have to be on the right spot to capture that treasure. So there are 2 spots for each treasure. And you have to be on one of those 2 spots. Also, when the island is flooding, you want to pay attention to the important places. So the important places are Fool's Landing. If this disappears, you automatically lose the game because you can't make it there in the end. And also the ones with the treasure on it are important because you have to go on that spot to get the treasure, which is another requirement to win the game. There are 2 for each treasure, so you have to make sure at least 1 is left. All right, so for my turn, I get 3 actions. I'm gonna go ahead and shore up this one, shore up this one, so now they're not flooded, and then I'll just move 1 toward my other player here. All right, after that, I'll draw 2 treasure cards. So there are different kinds of treasure cards. They either match the treasures, there's 2 special cards, there is a helicopter lift that you can use, so you can move it to any tile, or you can save it for when you are on Fool's Landing at the very end. There's also sandbags that you can play at any time to shore up any part of the island. So if you were about to lose Fool's Landing or one of the treasure ones, you could use your sandbag card. And the card you don't want to see is Water's Rise. So I got a Water's Rise when I drew my treasure cards. So that means I have to move the water level up a mark. Every time you see Water's Rise, you move it up a mark. If you get all the way to the top where this skull is, you lose the game. All right, and the last thing you do is you draw your flood cards equal to your water level. So right now I'm on level 2, so I would draw 2 flood cards, Temple of the Moon and Whispering Garden. And then I would flip those 2 cards over. Where is Whispering Garden? There it is. All right, if you draw a card that has already been flipped over, like I said, that goes away and you lose that part of the island. All right, I know there's some things I am forgetting to tell you. But inside the packet, there's this handy dandy instruction sheet that can tell you everything you need to know. So once again, to win, collect all 4 treasures, go to Fool's Landing and use a helicopter lift. Hopefully you guys will win. I hope you have fun and good luck.